have pace, you know, looking at his testing time.
Morning, Jack.
He is absolute.
Honestly, now we are
in Jerez. Just some tech updates if you join us.
Touch the actual engine, and if they're trying to improve it, it's always taken into consideration. And that rider's running wide. The last onboard shot we saw, and right hands entries, you know, under brakes. He's not come fast. Fastest two corners, the last two right.
Find a cure to his lingering.
And then when I listen to the debriefs, I'm frustrated, Matt, to the point where I'm saying
wayward launches off the line. You do feel this week
his team deciding to pin their hopes and their Fred can do with those two time attacks.
Yeah, that was selections. As we mentioned, Fabio Quattro's rings in 12th place. So let's see how that plays out in terms side up, thankfully.
Matt, I thought I should add about everything's there. I just want to see it happen.
Yeah, plain and simple.
This man, like, I am so happy.
Because apparently he's made a bet with his good lady.
And then thought, last minute, if he wins here...
Wasn't he looking forward to this weekend, day 4?
The starts after the issues he had in Austin. Just firstly, as you have seen, we try every year. We try to get to him into a confident bike around him during the race. So it's necessary also test as possible in, or is some of it to make more linear for sure, and much more in Argentina. Was completely opposite the situation because we start well. Their comment was not so much sprint race, and in particular is a race pace and this
imagination. Just feel like it could have been so much plying his trade with the Honda World Superbike team. He's perfectly okay.
Going from a Superbike to these, because
he backed out of it, did the sensible thing with Alex, and just
feel sorry for him because the guy's got the pace. Just.
Well, it was the perfect
it is in some of these turns. You know,
find out what's happened in sector 3. Of course, it was a very tricky conditions in the race in Austin. It's almost like this year's Ducati is too dark.
You know, he'll fully, and then first in the last race, and he'll at a race where, and I know I'm not answering your question because I don't know why he did it.
Any crumbers of comfort we have
around here last year. There's
conditions, but the red. Didn't we, for some grab?
No rush whatsoever, no urgency to get
Monday, and he stayed there, even on the production bike, which we know is a...
You know, because you're trying to do it at the share, a little bit of tech, a conference to explain what, and so it's not just fuel that they're working on, because basically they call it an efficiency, you know, lubrication, but also when something's spinning, having some experiments with... they're already matching the horsepower, you know. The guys are small amounts, but faster. But, yeah. That's crazy.
So, given their reactions, that
it even increases that heat.
And I remember, if you're in July, yes, it was right at the height of the summer. It's out here.
40 degrees. What's happening? It is.
He's not going to be too busy throughout this weekend, but his second session, a late Espargaro leads it. When Marco Bezzecchi was talking about the moustache that he's growing, and now apparently Marco Bezzecchi's got a bet going with.
These haven't changed at all here. I looked at all of them. It's changed quite noticeably. Earlier, then the.
Simon is staying in Jerez on Monday with. That's going to be rolled out.
I have no idea. I'll be looking.
Now then, that is.
FP1, FP2 to save
tenths of a second behind Pedrosa. Here's a later spy on cloud 9, buzzing that it was going to be that first podium there.
Yeah, knockers will go quiet.
But forget his 1999. Indeed, with pre-race on Sunday, but you've got one now.
Could go straight out on track and do
off, and then once he was slumped into his...
No other problems, which we sincerely hope there aren't. His crash motorcycle, one of the big puff out of contention for his home Grand Prix here.
Impress me with their steps forward. They're going to impress the fan. It's show them everything. I hope the others. Apparently, Jack has.
We will see, because today is not.
He's got his mojo back of any.
Pecco then at the moment weakened.
Cross for him that he can do that again.
Yeah,
that we haven't noticed on brand new
morning in P1 into Q2 tomorrow morning. It is the first big move then. And Maverick Vinales question. 136.770. Follow Fabio Quartararo. Hard he runs at this attempt to get 17th to 15th. We have all got.
He's having a push, but it's not coming.
On the front row, second row minimum, there is that in terms of his time attack pace, because right through that Aprilia on its side there, going through turn number 11, just shows that.
Yeah, nowhere, you know.
Golden run to kick off 2022, which well, it hasn't been his Sundays so far.
Is where he mentioned a few times, and it's a little bit obvious that the aero, you know, the device, the electric, but I don't think it's all the engine.
10th place, we just saw there a continuation on the very first lap, just 3 corners. Said this man's got work to do though.
Listen, 5 minutes of one rider pushing him out is this next 5 minutes is super.
Throughout the course of the weekend, we're picking Fabio, isn't it? Alex Rins has gone down then at turn 6. That's going to 3 seconds. He was 6 tenths down. He loses another 10.
He's got time, Matt. Oh, has he?
Probably desperately trying to get the Honda stopped through the Jorge Martinez Aspar corner. Into turn 9, he got 10 woes on the factory Ducati here this afternoon. In Q1 tomorrow morning, a session you will not want to miss.
So fastest man in this session, Miguel Oliveira.
One more lap here, Pecco Bagnaia, but he came important top 10. Miller makes a big move, 0. They were just under 4/10 of a second with Ferraro.
And Dani, look. Lost the rear.
Pecco Bezzecchi and Pecco Bagnaia are out. Yeah, who's had an instantly forgettable Friday here. What about Dani Pedrosa? He's Ferraro's. It's gone wrong.
Good 5, 6, half dozen riders that
close was that session. So
that's for the race, isn't it? They're Aprilia.